Let's see. I'm from New York State. I became a king in New York State. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with King Tone. If you ever heard of King Tone, raise your hand. Alright, so you're somewhat familiar with the All My Land King Queen Nation in New York State. I came in 1995. I was with King Tone all the way up into his incarceration in 1998. I moved down here in 2002, thinking that this is going to be, the place to settle down with your kids. And at the time, I was married. I found myself by 2004, the end of 2004, separated. So I said, well, let me get out here and see what Greensboro got to offer and get out there and check out the nightlife. I didn't like what I seen. Latinos weren't being treated fairly out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And I decided in 2005 to get the authorization that I needed from Chicago to start the All My Land King Queen Nation here in Greensboro, North Carolina, in the whole state of North Carolina. Well, it started here in Greensboro, and now we're all over the place in the state of North Carolina, in and out of the jail system. So as I push forward, from 2005 to 2008, we were always trying to find a way that we could get into the community, to do things for the community, uplift our community, because that's what we were taught, you know what I'm saying, to be there for our community, for the Latin community to uplift. And we found ourselves in a situation in 2008 where it took me to Faith Community Church. How many are familiar with 287G? Is anybody here familiar with 287G? All right, well, 287G is, it allows local law enforcement to act as immigration. They set up this database down in the system where they're checking people to see if they're here legit or not. And if they're not, they deport them. So they were using gangs as the tool to push this program from city to city. And I said, I wasn't going to allow that, because everything that happened through the state of North Carolina was all gang-related, which wasn't true. If somebody got murdered, it was gang-related, it was by Latino gang. And this is what they were doing, using, so they go, implement this 287G and keep pushing it. So I stepped forward on June 30th, and I called for peace in the street. I called for 3 different levels. One of them was on the street, of course. The second level was all activists to come together. And the third level, which is the most powerful level, was all religious leaders to come together. You know what I'm saying? And that's from, Catholic to Muslim to Jehovah's Witness, whatever you represent, we all need to come together to make this happen. I truly believe that Latinos are the new millennium niggas. Word up. I'm being for real with y'all. This is a new day and age, slavery that they have. It's a mental slavery. And if black and brown don't come together, which was part of my goal, uniting black and brown, as long as we stay divided, the system shall conquer. So we need to come together as one. That's the only way we're going to break the chains of that mental slavery that they have over us. Okay? Because if you look at the system, you look at the police department, they're coming into our neighborhood. They're throwing us up against the car. They're harassing us. They're racially profiling us. And I'm not talking about just Latinos. I'm talking about the black community too. They're still enduring to this day. All right? And then you got the same system that's telling, the black community, oh, you got to watch out for these Latinos. They're taking your jobs. The same system is telling the black community, oh, you got to, the Latino community, oh, you got to watch out for these black people because they will rob your house or they'll rob something. You know what I'm saying? They'll do something. Just trying to keep us divided. As long as we stay divided, what they shall do? Conquer. So that's why I stepped forward and I implemented that peace treaty. And it was going good for a while. And as soon as, the system seen that we were all coming together, Crips, Bloods, what they call them? Peace Stones. You know what I'm saying? We had 5%ers at the table. We had the Nation of Islam working with us. Everybody was coming together beautiful. They didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And the house that I regularly hang out at was under surveillance by Greensboro gang unit. But for some reason, the night that I got shot multiple times, they were nowhere to be found. I was told that they were in their office doing paperwork. Anybody wants to believe that, all right? I almost died that night. I got shot in the back of my shoulder, and it came out my chest, and I got shot in my leg. I was in critical condition. I don't know, part of the night I came out. They didn't allow me. They didn't allow me any religious, spiritual guidance. I asked for Reverend Johnson to come up, and the police denied him access. So I could have died that night, and I couldn't get what I need to get off my chest. I mean, this is the type of system that we're dealing with over here in Greensboro. And being here at the Below Community Center, there's a lot of things that I didn't know and that I learned from Greensboro's history from 69 to 79 and up. And it's like, it's the same thing. It's just, it's like, we go through a decade and we're back at going through the same nonsense, the same thing. They're just using different names. What was the unit that they had for y'all in the police department? The Red Squad. Now we got the gang unit, And it's just the same thing. It's ridiculous with the Rev, and this sister over here went through Sydney, and Sister Joyce went through, in 79, and we're going through the same thing in 2009. Unbelievable, right? But we ain't letting it stop us. We still out there, we pushing. And if I tell you some of the things that we've been through, this year alone, I've been shot at 4 times. Just this year alone, I've been shot at 4 times. So that's telling me that I'm doing my job. You understand? Because if they want to quiet me, there's a reason for it. Because it's not easy to quiet me. I got a big mouth, and I'm going to keep running that mouth. You know what I'm saying? Every chance I get, I'm going to let the system know that we here and we ain't going nowhere. So that's why, I end it like this. I always say black and brown unite. One body, one mind, one soul, one heartbeat. Thank you.